Hello students, welcome you all to my YouTube channel, and here I am going to explain Chapter 4 Managing Files and Folders in detail. Please follow my explanation, listen to it properly so that you understand it well. Read the chapter after the explanation is over and mark those lines and prepare nicely. Try to find out your doubts if any so that I can clear them in the online class. Let's start from page 34 of your book. Chapter 4 Managing Files and Folders. Windows organizes the data and information stored in it in the form of files and folders. We know Windows is the operating system, and whatever data and information we fit into the computer, whatever we want to store in computer, that is stored in the form of files and folders. Now, what are files and what are folders? Let us see. A file is an item that contains information, for example, text or images or music. See in figure 4.1, these are the files, and in these files we can store some information, some text means some writings, some images, some pictures, some music. The files occupy a certain amount of space which can be measured in KB, kilobytes, MB, megabytes or gigabytes. You all know, you have previously learned that KB, MB, GB, all these are units in which memory is measured. So, the space that is occupied by the different files can be measured with this units KB, GB or gigabyte or MB, megabyte. A file can be saved on the hard disk of the computer or even on a CD or a DVD. CD is a compact disk and DVD, digital versatile disk. So, in files we can store any information on the hard disk of the computer or in the CD or the DVD. And on computers using Windows 10, if Windows 10 is the operating system in the computer, then files are represented with the help of icons. Icons, you know, small pictures or graphics, small rectangles or squares. And in Windows 10, files are represented with dash. If I give, the answer will be icons. Next you have the topic folder. A folder is a container where the files can be stored. Folders can also store other folders as well. So inside one folder, we can store several other folders and files. So a folder within a folder is called a subfolder. A folder within a subfolder. That means if a folder is kept inside another folder, then it is called a subfolder. In Windows 10, user can create any number of subfolders and each can hold any number of files and additional subfolders. That means Windows 10 operating system gives the user the facility that the user can upload and keep any number of files or any number of folders inside a particular folder. Next page, page 35. Files and folders can be differentiated with the help of the icons. Now try to see the figure 4.2. This is the image of folder, how a folder looks like, and these are the files. Next, File Explorer. In Windows 10, File Explorer is a program that helps to view and manage files and folders present in various drives and folders. This particular feature, File Explorer, we find in Windows 10 operating system. By this program, we can view and manage the files in the various drives. Drives means in computer, you will find several drives like C drive, D drive, E drive. If you click and open the icon My Computer, which you find on your desktop. If you click and open My Computer icon, you will find that there are several drives. And in this drives, we can store several files or folders. And the File Explorer is that particular program that helps us to view and manage these files. Then, how to start File Explorer? Let us read the various steps. The first one, type File Explorer in the search box of the Start menu. We know at the left bottom corner of the computer screen, we have our Start button. And from there, just beside that, you have the search box. So in that search box, if you type File Explorer from the keyboard, then it will show the option File Explorer. You see in figure 4.3. Then when you click on this particular app from the list, then File Explorer will open up. Let us go to the next page. Parts of a File Explorer. Now, in figure 4.4, all the parts are marked like 1, 2, 3, 4, and down a green color list is given. Let us read about the various parts and find out their location in this figure. This chart you must read thoroughly so that you understand. First, number 1 is navigation pane. So let us find out number 1 in figure. So this is the number 1. Let us read about navigation pane. From the navigation pane, you can view your computer's file and folder structure and access files and folders. That means from this number 1 navigation pane, we can find out and then access. That means then use it, the various files and folders. Then forward and backward buttons. That is number 2. You see again the figure. Here is number 2. Forward and back buttons. Let us find out what functions it serves. Enables the user to go to folders that the user has already opened. That means the program, the file or the folder that is already opened, inside that we can go up and down with this forward and back buttons. Then we have the ribbons. Ribbons actually opens up different options in the File Explorer. You see number 3 on top, this is the ribbons. And this ribbons offers us various options, different options which we can use in File Explorer. Then we have number 4, address bar. You see again the picture. Address bar. There we can write, and this helps us to go to a different folder. Helps or enables you means the user, to go to a different folder. Then we have the column headings, number 5. It gives the headings. Tiles of each of the columns displayed in the files and folder list. It shows that list. Then search box, we know just beside the start button we have the search box. You can see number 6 here. That is the search box. Inside that folder, if we write the name or even few letters by which the file or the folder is saved, if we write and type those few letters in the search box, we will very fast, very easily we will get that particular file or folder or subfolder in that File Explorer. Then file and folder listing shows you the list. Whatever is stored there, it shows the list. So this is the entire list, full list, whatever programs, whatever files or folders are stored inside it. Next, preview or detail enables you to quickly preview an item such as a photo without having to open that item. Without even opening, we can see and have a quick glance of the topic of the subject by this number 8, that is This part is known as preview or details pane. Then lastly we have the status bar number 9. You see, displays information about a selected folder. Detailed information of that particular folder is shown over there, and its content also, what is its size, what are the items that are stored in that file or folder, everything is shown. Next page, page 37, quick tip, please mark it. You see, shortcut to start File Explorer from the keyboard, if we type WIN plus E, Windows plus E together, this is the shortcut to start File Explorer. Next, creating a folder, very important. What are the steps? The steps we should know. With the help of the illustration, I will explain you. To create a folder on the desktop, we follow these steps. First one, right click on desktop using the mouse. Using mouse, right click. Then a menu appears. Click on new. You see it is written new. Click on that new. Number 2 is marked as new. And number 1 is that list which opens up. And then we have to click on new. Then choose and click on folder. You see in number 3 folder it is written. Click on that. A new folder appears with the name new folder. So new folder will be written when the new folder appears. And there we can type any name by which we want to save that particular folder. There is another alternate way to open a folder. Let us see what is that alternate way. Number 1, open File Explorer. Then use the navigation pane. You relate it with the picture. Then you use the navigation pane to move to the folder where you want to create the folder and select it by clicking on it. Then number 3, click on the home tab. On top you have home tab, there you click, and then again you choose new folder. And from there a new folder with the name new folder is created or open, and we can rename it, write the desired name, that means whatever name we want to put. Suppose I want to open a file in by the name of the subject computer. I want to store all answers, all information regarding this subject computer in this new folder. So what I do, when I open the folder, it will show the name new folder. From there I can change the name, I can rename it, and according to my work, my wish, I type computer. So computer is the new name that I have given to that particular folder. And inside that I can save whatever I want to save, whatever files or folders. So inside the folder by the name computer, maybe I will store all important information about that. And finally at the end we have to press, after renaming, after typing the new name, we have to finally press the enter key from the keyboard. Because if we do not press the enter key, then the new folder will not have the new name. So if we want to keep the new name in it, then we have to finally press the enter key after typing the name from the keyboard. Now let us turn to the next page. Page 38, on top you have quick tip again. There is a shortcut key. These are very important. To create a folder, what is the shortcut? We have to press Ctrl, Shift and N. All these 3 keys at the same time from the keyboard to create a folder. This is a shortcut. Shortcut means very easily and quickly we can do it. We don't have to follow other steps, but from the keyboard, if we press all these 3, then immediately this thing will open up. Next, creating a file in a folder. To create a file in a folder, we follow the steps. The first one, you see again the picture, always tally it with the picture figure that is given beside. Open the folder by double clicking it. From the mouse we have to press the button and open it. The File Explorer window appears with the contents. It will be shown, all the contents will be shown. Then right click in the window. Then again a menu appears. Click on new and choose the option Microsoft Word document. Then we will choose this one, Microsoft Word document. Then a new Microsoft Word document will be created as shown in figure 4.8. There in this blue box, we can type any name we want to type. Type a name for the document. Again, you make a double click on the file to type text in it from the keyboard. We have to type the text. And in this way, we can also save or create different Excel or Paint files. Then how to open? What are the steps? Opening a file or a folder. We have created, okay, but when we want to open it, then how we will open? To open a file or folder, simply move the pointer to that file or folder. That means with the help of the mouse, we know mouse is a pointing device. The pointer, we have to bring it on that particular file or folder and then make a double click on it. And then when we make the double click, the file or the folder will open and we will be able to view its contents. Contents means whatever it is stored inside that file or folder. It can be text, it can be image, it can be music, it can be anything. So whatever we have stored inside, after making a double click on that particular folder, it will open up and we will be able to view its content. Next page, page 39, we will learn how to rename, how to give a new name. While creating the folder, you can rename it. Let us see the steps. Select the file or folder you want to rename. So for giving new name, we have to first select it. Click on rename option. When we click, we get the rename option available on the ribbon. This is the ribbon, children. This is the ribbon and here we get the rename option. Type the new name of the folder. What name we want to give, we have to type that from the keyboard. And then finally press the enter key from the keyboard to get it saved. Next, again on page 39, we have another quick tip. And it tells us about the shortcut key. To rename a file or folder is F2. So from the keyboard, if we type F2 function key, F means function, these are called functions key. If we type F2, the file or folder will be renamed. Next, turn to page 40. On top again you have the file, you have the quick tip. Here it is written that a file can have up to 255 characters including a period and a file extension up to 8 characters. Only this much in the name. More than this we cannot write in name. Generally we do not write the name with so many letters. Characters means letters, numbers, digits, special symbols, all these things. But it won't include any other special symbol but only a dot. As you can see in the bracket, period, a dot is given. Next is copying a file or a folder. Copying and pasting means what? When we want to make more than one copy of a single document, then we paste it several times. First copy and then get it pasted several times. So by copying and pasting, we can make several copies of the same document. If we want to save the same document in different locations with different name, then by copying and pasting, we can easily and in very short time, we can easily prepare similar copies and then save it. Now let us see what are the steps. Select it in the File tab. Again in the ribbon you will get the File tab here. Then you click Copy or Copy to. Under Home tab you will get this copy option. You see the figure 4.10. Third, click Copy or Copy to, and the second step was click the Home tab. And the fourth step now open the new location where it is to be copied. We have copied whatever is written in a file, we have copied it. But where we want to paste, that first we have to find out and choose. Then after opening that particular document in where we want to paste it, we have to choose paste option and then get it pasted. Number 5, you see pasted. What is the shortcut for copying and paste? You see the quick tip. Shortcut to copy a file or folder is Ctrl plus C, and paste a file or folder is Ctrl plus V. All the shortcuts are very important. And the important lines are already marked in the book. You can see, mark and prepare in this way. And read the chapter thoroughly, students. I want all my students to read everything thoroughly. Otherwise, your knowledge will not be complete. Only learning exercise question answers is not good, is not sufficient for developing knowledge. So, thorough reading of the chapter is a must. And as I am explaining you everything line by line, so I want all of you to give a thorough reading of the chapter, prepare from inside and prepare exercise questions as well. Next, on page 41, you see moving a file or a folder. Moving means transferring from its original location. If you want to transfer it to some other place, if you want to save it to some other place, then we can use this option of moving a file or a folder. What are the steps? Let us see and tally it with the figure 4.12. Select it in the File tab. See number 1 in the figure, it is the File tab. Then you go to the Home tab. Just beside File tab, you will find the Home tab. Click Cut over there. Cut means we are making it ready to move that file. And after clicking the Cut option, now open the new location to change new location. Then you again go to some other place where you want to paste it. Choose Paste option in the Home tab. Then it will be pasted. And what is the shortcut? Shortcut to cut a file or folder is Ctrl plus X. Next is deleting. If we want to delete. Deleting a file or a folder means to remove it. You all know deleting means erasing, removing it. So from the computer, if you want to delete anything, then we can use this delete option. And when we, the user, delete a file or a folder, the computer sends it to the recycle bin. Where it sends? To the recycle bin. To delete a file, find the file and then select it. Click Home tab and then click Delete. So it will be deleted. In this way, you see the red cross in the figure 4.14. After clicking that under the Home tab, the file or folder will be deleted. Now let us turn to the next page. Now children, remember that when we delete a file, it goes to the recycle bin. From that recycle bin, again we can bring the same document back to computer. But from the recycle bin, if we delete, it will be permanently deleted. So whatever we delete, it is stored in the recycle bin. From the recycle bin, we can restore it. That means we can bring it back again. But from the recycle bin, if we delete something, it will never be restored. Then another quick